So, good afternoon. Welcome back to another show. And today I'm going to do the fans' reaction from last night's game between Newcastle and Villa, 2-1 each at St James's Park. And if you like the video, can you please take a like on the video or subscribe if you are new? And if you want to join in and have your say on the last night's game, please let us know. Send me the link and I'll get you on there as well. So, without further ado, I've got the first one on. And it's Liam from NFTV. Good afternoon, Liam. Which is good evening, though.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm married. How's things with you?
Yeah, living the dream as always, pal. Loving the Newcastle life.
Sure. Wow. I mean, dear. Ones each yesterday to Newcastle, Aston Villa. And yeah, I thought when Villa scored a goal first for Watkins via the deflection of Kieran Clark, I thought it was game over. But at the end of the day, he goes and brings Andy Carroll on to try to hoof the ball up to us all the time. What dimension? Nearly came off. It came to Jacob Murphy. He put the crossing in. Lascelles headed it in. And to make it 1 each in the 94th minute. Was that a point gained? Or do you think it's just paper over the cracks?
Over the last 3 games, we've lost 6 points. Well, we've dropped 6 points, realistically. I think that's how we need to look at it. We should have beat Wolves. That was a Bruce error. Should have beat Southampton. West Brom, sorry. That was a Bruce error. Like, not going for a win. And then we should have beat these yesterday because it's arguably they had all the main players out. Like, the main player was obviously Jack Grealish and he was out. Obviously, Murphy probably should have buried that chance, but it's bygones be bygones now. But I think Bruce is going to send us down.
Yeah, I think he will as well, mate. You know what I mean? But on the game itself in the first half, I thought we prepared okay, I thought. But I thought the midfield was absolutely poor out again. I thought Shelby's let down last night here and was at his best.
Yeah.
And, well, like, for me, wasn't at his best neither. And, like I said, the cross keeps coming in. But Joe Linton, listen, don't get us wrong. I thought he did okay last night. The problem with him, though, he hasn't got a cutting edge to his game. He hasn't got the confidence to take it on himself. But the final ball, man, it's just letting him do. But don't get us wrong. I thought he did his best yesterday, and I thought he did okay. But like I said, he needs to work on the final ball, man, and take the shots.
Yeah, you could arguably say Joe Linton's been the best attacking player in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
But then when you've got your centre forward as a winger and your winger as a centre forward, you're sort of like scratching your head thinking like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like Ryan Fraser's never played as a centre forward, and Gale only ever gets pushed on the wing if we ever need him. You're just sort of saying we'll finally get an attacking option, and then he's stuck on the wing. I can't even remember him Gale touching the ball much yesterday at all.
I didn't at all. No, I mean I cannot understand why he plays a striker on the first 11, sticks him out on the flipping wing, right? What does he do? He hasn't done nothing. It's so frustrating. I mean, I'm not going to blame Dwight Gale on his performance. I'll pin that onto the manager. The manager should be absolutely excused. I'll come to use that answer in a minute. James, afternoon, Jay. I hope absolutely HD Boost. Wish you get out of our club. Business all around the moon with 3 draws. Rise early, a couple of points outside the bottom 3. Boost is a joke. I agree. John said we come alive and see the local seeming not good enough after to John, and Joe Linton needs to work on his own pull. I totally agree, because if he did, we'd be scoring goals instead of just causing problems for the likes of Mings.
I did think he had Mings in his back pocket all game. Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought he did, you know. I thought he did. I didn't think Villa were that good yesterday. Not just Mings.
Yeah. You know what I would have been thinking if I was manager? You see Joe Linton bullying a player that obviously Joe Linton's not known for his strength, and he's bullying an England international. So why would you not get a player that is very strong and good in the air on the pitch, but you only give him 6 minutes, so there you go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right there, man. Oh my God. I mean, yeah, I thought he did okay in bits. I would say in bits, moments he did well.
Yeah.
But other moments he needs to work on that. But I thought, excuse me, I thought Villa wasn't very good and Mings wasn't that great. They definitely missed Jack Grealish, or Jackie G, I call him. big time. But again, hi John, I think Julian needs to try and forget about those amount of massage that I give him on weekly basis and focus on being able to score goals or even assist them. And he added, we need a gaffer who can install a mentality into our players because playing for draws simply ain't good enough. And the highest level of football, I have to agree. Hit, like, subscribe, everyone. Thanks a lot, Lee. Paul, afternoon, John, afternoon, Liam.
Afternoon, Paul.
Geordie said, Bruce is over the moon. And this is what hacks us off here. Bruce is over the moon. That we are draw specialists. We need to be picking up 3 points for a match, not just the one. We're still in banging trouble. Paul said, Geordie's and Jesus, guys, he's useless. Brucey boy isn't going anywhere. This is the frustrating part. Yeah, I mean, I'll come on to Bruce later as well, but I thought John Joe Shelby for me yesterday. I mean, I thought he was absolutely awful yesterday.
Yeah, I think John Joe Shelby's always consistent. Like, he's always consistent aspect is he's passing. And I think even his passing was off yesterday. Maybe we realise how poor he is when Hendrick's not on the team, and we've got to look at, like, obviously you've got to look at someone else to blame in the centre mid, but this formation doesn't suit Hayden out on the left.
Nah, not at all. That's why I would prefer to play a 4-2-3-1 and just outplay wingers as well. Play Jacob Murphy has to start. Fiers has to play on his normal position. But talking off Ryan Fiers, I mean, I watched him last night, sort of, and he's playing on the left, he's playing on the right. At one time, he's playing as false number 9. And I thought, for me, he had that one shot when Martinez had to save. But other than that, he didn't really do much, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it's quite tough with Ryan Fraser. Obviously, if Steve Bruce is picking you out a position, you're not natural to that position, then it's going to be hard for anybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is in this next run of games, he will be the player that, if we are going to win, will cause that win to happen. But it's just baffling. The whole thing's just baffling.
Oh no! I mean, the setup at the club is an absolute joke. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Liam. The thing is, I look at a club that we love, right? And it's just absolutely no infrastructure at all whatsoever. There's no plan. There's no get-go. Absolutely not. Got Geordie here. Jacob Murphy is one of our better players last night, even though he came off on the bench. Hit the post and set up for the equaliser. And Shelby's pass last night was pure crap. But go back to Jacob Murphy. I mean, I've been coming on to this guy. Okay, he's not world class, but come on, just say to him, please, come on, get this guy playing. He can make things happen. And that's exactly what he did last night. He was unlucky with it at the crossbar, with jingling a bit of skill. And then in the end, he did a great assist for Lascelles to got a late goal. And he's got to start now, surely. He has to.
Well, you say that, but then Jeff Hendricks started pretty much nearly every game this season. Do you know what I mean? So, and then like Lewis. So, like, it's like everyone can pick their formation and what players they would have where. And then Bruce just comes out with a formation. No one knows what they're playing, whether it's 4-3-3 or 4-2-1 or whatever stupid formation he's going to play. But like, I would have personally played 4-4-2 last night. I would have had Dummett, Lascelles, Clark, and I think I said either Mankiller would have started.
Yeah.
And then I would have went Fraser, one wing, Hayden, Willock, and Murphy, and then Gale and Carroll up top. Yeah. But there was an interesting point, Sam. I don't know if you've seen it, but on the fan reaction on Newcastle Fans TV, Sam actually pointed out the 2 times we've conceded a goal is after Crafts went off.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well, man. I mean, he went off against Wolves, I think it was, and won yesterday. Oh, my God. I mean, that's what I want to come on to as well. What's the point of we're going for the game with nil siege, 10 minutes ago, right? He takes off Kraft and bigger than Manquillo. What was that all about? We need goals. I mean, we needed to get Carroll on that pitch in the 60th minute or 65th minute and get Murphy on as soon as possible. But Bruce is scared of change. It took him 77 minutes to make his first change. This manager, for me, is just ultra a coward for me. He's got no confidence whatsoever. He does want to be at Newcastle. He just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, he's tactically in depth. I think I've said, I think I was on your show last week and I said he's picked this formation for his 3 best attacking players who, funny enough, haven't actually played in the last 2 weeks or the last 3 weeks as they've been injured. So why would you not set your team up to match their best assets? Like, if you've got Carroll and Gale is your only 2 fit centre forwards, you've got to try and work your way for them to get into the box and for them to be able to get shots on target. Because without that, without a shot on target, you're never going to score. That's the be all and end all comes to it.
Exactly. We need to believe in ourselves, and that's why Joe Linton needs to believe in himself as well. I mean, that chance he had in the second half, he could have took that shot himself, and he didn't. He just pulled the ball back to a Villa player, and me and Paul was getting a bit absolutely frustrated when we did that watch along yesterday, and this guy, I mean, not being funny, I'm not going to slate Joe Linton, right? But all I would say, right, is confidence. Yeah, I am a little bit. His confidence is not great at the moment in time.
Yeah.
Take a shot, take responsibility. If it hits the post, if the keeper saves it, okay, cool. Then at least you get the shots in. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. He's the difference between him and Wilson is Wilson's selfish. Wilson's an out-and-out centre forward. Wilson would have smashed that chance he had last night and the chance against West Brom in the back of the net. Joe Linton, he's not an out-and-out striker, so he looks for the pass, if that makes sense, instead of just shooting.
That is the frustrating thing, man. I mean, he needs to wake up and he needs to start scoring goals, because one goal in 38 plus 66 games, 66 league games ain't good enough for a £40 million player. But for me, I think he did okay last night. But do we player ratings tomorrow, or maybe later on, or maybe it's tomorrow, and I'll make the decision then. But I got Lee here. But Paul said next week Brighton to beat us. Lee said Jacob Murphy only played 11 minutes, 2 key passes, 1 big chance created, 1 successful open play across, 1 tackle, 2 successful dribbles, and of course that assist has to be the feature more often. If we are going to stay up, this guy's going to have to be starting.
Yeah. He's very good at crossing when he actually manages to pull off a cross. His crossing is very, very good. But speaking about crossing, I thought Dummett played very well yesterday. I think we've been a lot more solid with Dummett in the team, and some of the crosses Dummett was putting in, I was scratching my head thinking that's not Paul Dummett putting that type of ball in. Do you know what I mean? He was actually putting decent balls in the box, but then no one was there.
That's a frustrating thing. I mean, Joe Linton needs to get in where it hurts. Sort of, and the guy's 6'2", get in where it hurts. But it's just it's just the game. It was crying for Andy Carroll yesterday. Okay, he may not be the best he was, but Christ, they could have done with him yesterday half an hour ago. I don't understand Steve Bruce's tactics. I don't understand substitutions. I don't understand his mindset. Right, but at the end of the day, what I can see, I mean, he frustrates everyone. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't seem to win the game. I mean, the guy is just useless, man.
You've just said everything I would say about him. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't got a managerial bone in his body. He's the worst percentage win manager in the Premier League for a reason, and obviously it's quite clear that he doesn't know what he's doing. Obviously, he relies on all of his pundits' friends who are now starting to turn on him. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be Newcastle fans that get the blame for us going down, even though we're not in the stadium, even though we're not booing them. All we're doing is putting stuff on social media, and obviously still kind of handle that. But then it's just like he says, and I don't know if you've seen his interview after the match yesterday, but he says, I knew it was going to be a difficult job when I came in. Newcastle fans are demanding. Yeah, we demand more than 16 play. Do you know what I mean? We demand more than being 2 points off the relegation zone right now. We've had 3 games where we've scored 2 goals across them 3 games. Obviously, he's been unlucky with ASM, Miggy and Fraser just happened to get injured at exactly the same time, near enough.
Yeah.
But then we did go on a run where we didn't win 11 games.
This is the thing. I mean, you look at the stat now. I'm just going to come to the stats in a minute. I mean, Lee said, I agree. I can see Brighton beating us next week, especially considering that they are one of the 4 Brody teams. I reckon that the Amex is absolutely appalling. And Dummett is solid, absolutely right. I mean, they're going into the Brighton. I mean, what's it, 19 games? 2 wins for 19? 4, so like 5 draws and 12 defeats. That, to me, if that's halfway in the Premier League, for me, I'm at 11 points for 19 games.
Yeah.
Out of possible 57. That is relegation form. And yet, this owner is still allowing this to happen. He doesn't care, Liam. He doesn't care. And it's so frustrating because at the end of the day, he's saying that club is the lower priority in a minute. All he cares about is his business, other businesses. But for our club, it's the fans just getting fed up. I mean, we need action now.
Yeah. I think the annoying thing is though, it seems like we've got Steve Bruce, then we've got Lee Charnley, and then we've got Mike Ashley, and it's just like if Lee Charnley's like the CEO or the managing director of the club, why can he not make the decision to sack Steve Bruce? Because it probably comes down to it that if we sack Steve Bruce, I think he said he's got a $4 million release clause, say for example. Then Mike Ashley won't want to do that, but then he's potentially going to lose $100 million off the valuation of the club if we go down to the Championship.
I reckon he's going to lose a lot more than that to tackle possible £430 million. 130 million to drop out of the Premier and 300 million for the takeover. She will not get £430 million. £4 million is chicken feed to Ashley.
Yeah.
But what I don't get is why is he paid 46 million to get Steve Bruce and Joe Linton in 46.5 million, yet he doesn't want to pay 4 million to sack him off. Unbelievable, man. Totally unbelievable.
Well, what's crazy is that 46 million, right? If you give that contract to Rafa Benitez, the same what he's given Steve Bruce, obviously Rafa deserves more money in hindsight. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a world-class manager compared to Steve Bruce. If you give some of that proportion to Rafa, if you give something like say 10 million to Rafa over 3 years, and then he's still got like another 30 million to spend. Because I think the only bad buy recently is being big money wise is being Joe Linton. Obviously, he's got it right with ASM. He got it right with Callum Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And Lewis is. I think Lewis would be a lot better under Rafa Benitez than he is under Bruce, because I don't think Bruce is coaching him. But you can also say that about Joe Linton. Joe Linton would have been a lot better player under Rafa Benitez. But we kind of compare them two because obviously he goes in a little huff, doesn't he? So
and I think they're doing that to spend all that money because of to put two things up with Rafa Benitez. I know that's a fact, and if that's the case, that is shocking. And I've got 8092 mags on there. Thanks for coming on my chat. Jordan was decent, terrorising with likes of Mings, but his own product was absolutely awful. I agree. Something he can practice if Bruce had the players training more than 2-3 times a week. And he also added, hit, like, subscribe to get Johns to the figures he deserves. Thank you very much indeed. John, ask your mate. Ask him mate. Does he go to work in his dressing gown? Always got the FO on.
When I'm working from home, I do, but when I'm at work, I go in shirt and pants. So no, it's a no. I don't always wear it.
Wow, fair dues. Please keep slashing the likes up on my video, and please follow Liam on the Twitter account, and also check out LFTV, and please subscribe to my channel. I've got 548 at this moment in time, and I'm hoping to get 550 by the end of the weekend. So yeah, I mean, we talked about Bruce again. We go back to just a quick talk about Charnley. He's got a decision to make now. He has to sack Bruce. He knows that he's the CEO. He has to do something. Tell Mike Ashley, look, I'm not happy with Bruce. The players are not happy with Bruce. He's doing absolutely nothing. He's to blame as well, mind.
See, I don't think they'll sack Bruce until we're in the relegation zone.
Well, that means if we get beat next Saturday against Brighton, which is a possibility, and win their game, then we'd be in the bottom 3. But look at the games we've got left after that. We've got 2 weeks in national break. And unfortunately, I hope this Bruce goes. I really do. And we got some games coming up. We got to play after Brighton. I think, is it Burnley or Tottenham? I think it's Burnley, then Spurs.
I'll have a look now. Yeah, it's Burnley, Spurs, and then it is
West Ham. Is it West Ham?
West Ham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester, Man City, and then Sheffield United and Fulham.
That doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look great. Don't look great at all, because I don't know how many games you're going to get out of those. I mean, the teams we're playing against are vying for the Champions League spot, or possibly getting the Champions League, making a late run. And you got Fulham fighting for their lives. You got Sheffield United to sack their manager. Well, Chris Wilder, what it's called, mutually consent.
Yeah,
and you know, he's done a great job at Sheffield United. He really has. But a strange time to get rid of him. But at least they're doing something about it. Yeah, we got this manager still at Newcastle, and yeah, I don't know what to say, man, but we have got... And who's your man of the match, anyway, for yesterday's game?
Dummett.
Yeah. I mean, him and Lascelles again. One of the two. I mean, Lascelles fell out. When he defended well, I thought Dummett was outstanding again. at left back. And since he's come back in, I thought he's been brilliant. I mean, I think he'd be a fantastic centre back. I really do. But if he get relegated, I think he'll get picked up as well, Domit. I really do.
Well, if we get relegated, right, you've got to, if you go through the squad from Dubravka's going to go.
Yeah.
Mankiello and Kraft will probably say. Clark will stay. Lascelles could go. Lewis will probably stay. ASM will go. Miggy will go.
Shaw.
I think Shaw's gone anyways.
He's gone.
Fernandez will probably stay. Hayden might go. Shelby will stay. Hendrick will stay. Matty Longstaff will stay. Other Longstaff, and then Fraser's going to go, and Wilson's going to go. So you pretty much, if we go down, obviously he's going to lose 100 million off the valuation of the club. Then overall, he's going to lose a hell of a lot more money, anyways. Because you could say ASM's worth 40 million now. You'll be looking to get 20 million if we go down in the Championship.
I think you're right, mate. I mean, we could have like a team. It's going to be ripped apart. We're not get back up for the next couple. We're not. You give us how many years you're going to get back up? How many years do you think it takes to get back up? I say 5.
We'll do it Leeds.
I think, we said that the other week, didn't we? We're going to get in like Sunderland down to League One. And you know what? Listen, because my man's breaking records at the moment. You know what I mean? You've been in League One first time in like. Is it the first time in our history? 30-year football. It's the first time in our history, isn't it? Never been down the third league.
Not 100% sure, mate.
No, we've never been down there. If someone let us know on that, I'm pretty sure that we've never, ever played third tier of English football. But Ashley's doing exactly that. He just want to break records, you know what I mean? He just does not care at all whatsoever. And Charnley, he needs to go as well because he failed as well. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very worried about the club. I'm very worried about Newcastle at this moment in time. And I don't know what to say, but we've got Brighton next week at the Amex, and how do you think you're going to do? And who do you think you should play?
My heart says 2-1, but my head says 1-1. I always want Newcastle to win, but I always think we're going to concede, but I think we'll score. If I had to pick that starting 11, it would be the same back 4, back 5, including Dubravka. So it's going to be 4-4-2, and I'm going to go Murphy, Joe Linton on the wings. Willock, Hayden, and then Fraser and Carroll up top.
I'll probably go with 4-2-3-1 for me all day long, and I'll drop Shelby. Definitely dropping Shelby, Hayden, and Willock for me, and it's going to have to be Murphy on one side, Joe on the other end. But we haven't really got another 10. I mean, that's the thing. Fraser, unless you're going to play Joe Linton as a 10 role, and then up front.
Or you play Willock as a 10.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Then you have to bring in another midfielder in, so they have to be Shelby. But the thing is, Bruce, he's got his favourites, and he's got his favourites to play with, and that's frustrating because some of his favourites are not good enough at all whatsoever. And I fear for relegation. And if you ask us now, we're going to stay up this season, I have to say no, because we just haven't got no one who can score the goals. That's the problem. And if you look at it, Jordan's only got 1 goal. Girls only scored once. Cal's only scored once. Yeah, they're all centre forwards. That ain't good enough for Newcastle.
Yeah. Well, with 2 highest goal scorers, one's a defender that's fit, and one's a centre mid that's like been absolutely shocking this season. Do you know what I mean? So that just shows the good. It shows it all. I seen a weird stat that we had like something like 13 goal scorers. So obviously the other 4 must, or the other 5 must be just on like 1 point each, like 1 goal each, should I say? So it's just, we need to be focusing on set pieces. Like I think I said this last week, that's the only way we'll get goals is set pieces. And I think it sort of showed. If you get Lascelles in the box, he's probably going to put it on target if he gets a chance.
Yeah, let's hope so, because we need goals now. We need to start being confident now, and people have to wake up. And if we don't, then we're going to be in massive trouble. Do you know what I mean? But all it is, right, we're not asking for a lot. All we want, right, I mean, okay, we didn't lose yesterday, right, and which is okay, but I'm getting people telling us this paper over the cracks, and part of me is saying it is, and part of me is saying that a point is a point. But I did feel that was good for that team yesterday at this moment. So, yeah, and I just wish the fans can get back in the stadiums. Are you going to go back to the stadium if it opens again?
Well, I seen something from the BBC saying that they're going to actually delay game week 37, so both the home team and away team can get like a game each. Because obviously it was only meant to be game week 38, wasn't it? When it was going to be obviously, well, that's when I think the lockdown ends. So I think that'll be good. But for me, no, I don't think I'll go to the stadium. I think people that bought season tickets deserve it ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, parts of me say, John, if you're going to go to, if you're a proper fan, just go. And then if you do go, then people's gonna like slate the assholes. If you go to the matches, you'll be supporting Bruce, you'll be supporting Ashley, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, for me, I think you're supporting the team. If the team deliver, you support the team. But at the end of the day, Ashley doesn't care, right? Bruce doesn't care. He has to go at the fans as well. I hope that it goes back. I really do hope that fans goes in against Sheffield United and give Bruce what for. But he probably wouldn't care anyway, to be honest with you, do you know what I mean? But if you do go down and he's still here next season, I hope the fans do turn up and let him know that he's not wanted. Do you know what I mean? 52,000 will be so hostile, right? And for me, Bruce just cannot continue in this job. I never wanted him in the first place. I wanted him out before I wanted him in, right? And it seems to me that they don't want to play for him, yet he's still here.
Yeah, I think the thing has always been nobody wants Bruce, but then you don't really want Bruce not to succeed, because if Bruce doesn't succeed, then Newcastle don't succeed. Like, realistically, if Bruce was sitting mid-table, I probably wouldn't be overly bothered if Bruce was still here. But then we're 16th in the league, so it's just seasonal. When was the last time we scored 2 goals?
Do you know what? It was twice against we scored 3 against Southampton. You look about a month now.
Yeah.
About a month. That ain't good enough.
Yeah.
It ain't good enough. I mean, we haven't scored for Southampton. We scored twice against Everton away from home. That's one of our best performances of the season for me, Liam. But let's be real about it. The players are not good enough. Shelby's gone hiding again. Hayden is not. This is the thing with Hayden. Everyone's picking him up and see how wonderful a player he is. I think he's a decent player, but it's okay at playing against lesser teams. But against the top teams, he's not even going missing an hour. He's not just against it as well. And people's going to criticize us for that. So, well, at the end of the day, he's got to do it against the bigger teams. I want to give Hayden 9 out of 10 against a Man United, against an Arsenal, against a Man City, against the Liverpool and that, you know what I mean? But I cannot, because it just doesn't play as well against the big teams.
I think sometimes he's got to obviously pick up the slack from Shelby, isn't he? So yeah, I still don't think we'll replace Modiarmi. Like, he was that player where he would get into players' faces constantly. He was a big, dangerous threat, and he would. I think at one point he was higher than Kante for tackles when he was still with us. So we still haven't replaced him, and I think we should have even signed. When did he go? Was it the last season or after? Is that when he left, or did he leave?
Yeah, he got a contract when he went to China, did he? And I tell you what, Jet Toyota, the guy's 8, 9 out of 10 every week, because that guy's dynamic. He cannot shoot though. The problem is he cannot shoot, and he's very risky. When he gets the bar, he's trying to pass. He's very, very risky. You know? He gets to let players get close to him, and he just about gets away with it. But tackling, that's his forte. Wins it, gives it. And if anyone could find a player who's better than Toyota, I'll tell you what, Shelby and Hayden and Henrik wouldn't even get close to this guy.
Yeah.
And he only cost me a minute.
Yeah, I think the good thing about next week is obviously Brighton cannot score.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Still got Danny Welbeck and Pascal Gross as well. And you know what I mean? They still got a quality player in defence, and Lewis Dunk and Ben White and Alan Webster sort of thing. And Sanchez, decent keeper. These 50,000 will make stupid lives hell. Remember, the atmosphere that towards Pardew and McLaren, the atmosphere towards Bruce will be a whole lot worse. I think so.
Yeah, I don't think Bruce would have been here if there was fans in the stadium.
Nah. So does that mean that 10,000 turns up would be away then?
No, I think it's because if it's only one game, you'll not fully understand the magnitude of how pissed off we are. There would have been some form of protest organised. There would have been like a walkout or sit in, or there would have been people not going to the match. But now it's just obviously we can't do much because obviously you'll end up getting locked up if you go to the stadium. Do you know what I mean? So we can just argue with him on Twitter, and then his son obviously goes on Talk Sport. So.
And I couldn't believe what he did. He went on Talk Sport and told us what happened. He spoke to Jim White, and obviously Simon Jordan had his say as well. But he should have gone to the police, not on flipping Talk Sport. Do you know what I mean?
Mate.
Do you know what I mean? They're not going to do that about it. I mean, if they're going to do something, go to the police and get that sort of juice. But I think he missed a trick there, Alex Bruce, and he needs to be told as well that for the sake of his dad's health, just get yourself away. That's all I can see. Paul said, Liam, Brighton can't score. They will score against us.
True. I can't really say anything else, to be fair. Obviously, they're struggling for goals. We're struggling for goals. We're not the best. We've only conceded 2 goals in 3 games, which is arguably, if you looked at it, if not in the form we are, it would be a good return. But I don't think it's going to be a very boring game, like it has been the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that could end up nil each, if I'm honest with you. You know what I mean? That could be 0-0. Whoever scores first, will probably win the game. And like I said, if you lose that game, Liam, Bruce surely has to go.
Yeah.
And so you got any more channels going on this afternoon, or?
No, I've got out of the day. Just chilling for the rest of the weekend, I think now.
Aye, it's that use, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if I'm going to do a post-press conference reaction this afternoon for what Bruce have to say, or probably do a player ratings and that, one of the two. So way up sort of thing. But I couldn't do it last night because it's after 10 o'clock. I have to go to bed. I have to work the next day.
Yeah. So, I ended up like doing a video at like 12 o'clock or something last night with Newcastle Fans TV. So
is that the player ratings or just
so we're done like the watch along, and then we're done the fan reaction for an hour and 50 minutes, and we're done like the score and the players.
Wow. I've got my guy Adam here. Afton John. Adam, welcome to the chat, my guy. Hope you're okay. And this guy's got well over 7,000 subscribers, and big up to this guy. Great guy he is, so he talks a lot of sense. And Afton John, confident the rest of the season. Adam, if I'm honest with you, right, the next game is going to be Brighton. And if we don't win that game, we're going to be in huge trouble because games got left. We've got to play teams that's vying for the Champions League spots. And with the Spurs, the Leicesters, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. But going to your question, probably not for me. I think you're going to get down, mate. I really do. Because scoring goals has been a huge problem at this moment in time. Okay, we're not conceding a lot of goals, but we just cannot score goals. It's simple as that. Yeah. And we need the big guns to come back. And are we going to allow them to get us out of it? It could be too late. But going back to your question, Adam, probably for me, probably not. What about you? Are you think you're going to be confident? Please leave a comment in the sections down below if you think Newcastle's going to stop the season. I hope we do, but I don't think we will. What do you think? You still sticking by yes?
Yeah, I'm still sticking by yes. I don't know why.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you are right. And, but we got some new people coming on with chat. This lad, Aniruda, comes on. He's a Bristol City fan. He sounds a great lad. Lily came on. And I spoke to Dom. Was it Dom last week? Kev. I went on Kev's channel last week. To Kev. He's a great lad. He calls us a legend. And love him to pieces. He's a great guy. I spoke to a fellow fan the other day called Neil about the game. Oh my God, I think he's a great guy and Irish lad. And I mean, I spoke to Sav as well. I spoke to Samantha. I love to chat to Kendall. And when Arsenal play at home, I think got game against Arsenal very soon, probably in a month's time. I'm going to get a couple of Arsenal fans come on me chat, and I'm sure they'll come on as well. I'll probably go on their watch along as well. So you just never know.
Exactly, mate.
Go and get yourself go get some rest, man. And thanks for coming on as usual. And we got to do it again next week.
I mate, anytime.
Sure, because I think I'm up to Newcastle next Sunday for a week because I've got to see someone there. So I've got to meet someone there next Sunday, sort of thing. I mean, I've got a son who I haven't seen for 12 years, and he wants to see us, and then he wants us to get back together. And it's going to be fun.
Bet you're buzzing for that, mate.
Say again?
Bet you're buzzing for that.
Do you know what it is, mate? I got a vaccine coming on Monday. I got a vaccine to do on Monday, and then hopefully I'll get myself up there sort of on buzzing. I know he's 12-year-old, and you know what it is, right? I mean, it's good to see your son. I haven't seen for a long, long time, which I think it's great. And you know, and she wants us, and this mum wants us to be back together with us, sort of thing. And I still speaks to her. I talk to her, and you know, obviously I can't say too much on Twitter because if it goes round, then they probably think, what's John doing at Newcastle, sort of thing. You know, it's a lockdown, man. So I got Adam here again, my guy. Still confident we stay up. Struggling to score goals in a minute, but the big players will be back for the last few games. And that's Adam's opinion. And Adam, I respect you for that, my friend. I watch your channel as well, and you talk a lot of sense. And yeah, keep your channel going, guy, you know. And yeah, so I can't wait for that. And I'll probably do a watch along next Saturday, sort of thing. And probably have to do like I'm gonna do like chat to you from Newcastle.
Exactly, mate.
So go enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. And thanks so much for coming on. And you know, and just get some rest, man.
No worries, mate. Speak later.
See you later. Ta. That's my guy as usual. That's Liam. And if you do follow him on his Twitter account, Liam James Kia. Lovely lad, top guy. And yeah, so just keep going. So if you please like my video, please subscribe and also stick a like on it. And I'm going to do another one later on. I'm going to either do the post-press conference reaction or I'm going to do a player ratings as well. So please join us on for that. And yeah, until then, go get yourself a rest, guys, and enjoy your afternoons. And I'm going to wrap it up. And thanks for joining us. And until then, have a great day. See you later.